Hey guys, Christina here with One Creative Direction. How are we doing? So, I wasn't planning on turning the camera on to do some coasters. I typically don't do that if I'm just going to be making coasters for my shows, but the craziest thing happened. I decided I've been trying to do different color combinations and such that I think will sell. So the craziest thing happened, and I want to show you what's going on here. And I don't know if it's the color combination or the last color that I'm putting on in my cell activator. So this is Deco Art Extreme Sheen Obsidian. So that's the first color I've laid down. All right, and my point tonight was to try to get some of these bottles empty so I can mix up some new paint. And this one is Deco Art Extreme Sheen Silver. So I laid that down second, and I've already done 4 of these. I'm just like blown away with what's going on with this. So this one is, I believe, Pebio's Iridescent Red, Blue, Blue, Red, whatever the official is. And I decided at the last minute before I started these to put on some Unicorn Spit Molly Red Pepper. I've always liked the Unicorn Spit, and I've only used this in one other thing before this. So I put that on last. Got a bubble here, so I'm gonna pop that. And then I put my cell activator on, and the craziest thing happens. Typically you get that halo, but for some reason, when I put the cell activator on, I get like this, it starts like fraying at the edges. It's kind of weird. It's like going out in little directions here. So I'm gonna let it sit for a second. Actually, there's some more air bubbles. And when I blow this out, it's like the red is also a cell activator. I don't know if you've ever done where you've layered 2 cell activators. Like sometimes I'll do like white and black, and I'll layer them. And I've tried other colors, and it just never seems to work. I did actually get a couple of Amsterdam colors to work really good. But so this is crazy. So I'm gonna blow this out, and excuse my head in the camera. Hopefully it works this time. All right, I'm gonna spin this. Still got a little too much cell activator on that one. All right, I'm gonna spin it again. All right, so I'm gonna put this on my spatula. Actually, I'm gonna move it over, and I will bring the camera. I'll turn the camera off and bring you in to show you all 5 of them so you can see what I'm talking about. But I will show you what it's doing. I need to touch this one up real quick. Some of that white base paint came through, and I don't like it the way it looks. Try to cover it up. Come on. It's a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here and turn the camera off, and then bring you in so you can see all 5 of them. So I need to turn my ring light off, otherwise you'll never see it. All right, see you in a few. Okay, so you can see, sorry for all the shadows, but it's like the red became a cell activator, and it's that unicorn spit Molly red pepper, right? So in some places, you know, let's see if I can get my finger in here. All right, here we go. In some places it's like really prominent, and then other places it just took on the cell activator. Like this is a really good example. It just went everywhere the cell activator did. It's the craziest thing. I have never seen any paint do that before. And I was just like, wow, that is super cool. I didn't even make it into a cell activator. It's just mixed like the rest of my paints. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these ones aside, and I'm going to put that same Molly red pepper with some other colors and make sure it's the last one that I put on before I put my cell activator on, and see if it does the same thing. If it does, I'll bring you back. I'll show you those as well, but they're going to be totally different colors. So I know like the Deco Art Extreme Sheen, you always get different cells with that. I always get really good cells with those when I do blooms. But I didn't know if that was part of the equation, since I had layered 2 of those paints were the Deco Art Extreme Sheen. So we're going to try it with completely different colors. So I'll be back in a few. Okay guys, I'm back for an update. So I did these off camera, just so you wouldn't have to, number one, listen to my spinner that's super loud and see my head in the camera. So I did 2 different ones. I wanted to do a metallic and a non-metallic because obviously those were extreme sheen and they were metallic. So this first one here that I'm looking at, this is Modern Masters Glacier Blue and the Molly red pepper only. I only wanted to do 2 colors just to see what would happen. So you can see again, it did it in spots and then not in other spots, but it's taken on, you know, the role of cell activator. And the second one, this is Golden Fluid Acrylics, Teal only. And I actually put Modern Masters Gold underneath it, but I didn't put a lot, so it didn't really come out. That red seems to kind of take over. So, but you can see it didn't matter if it did it with the Modern Masters and the red or the Golden and the red. It pretty much acts the same. So I'm going to do one more test off camera. I have some other unicorn spit colors that are made up. I'm wondering if something crazy is going on with my cell activator. So I need to do that test to see if any of the other unicorn spit colors do it. And then I'm just going to try just some plain other colors, not unicorn spit ones, but just to see if maybe my cell activator's acting a little crazy. Not a bad crazy. It's obviously giving me tons of lacing. So yeah, stay tuned. I may be back. Okay guys, back for the conclusion. So I think I have determined that it is most definitely unicorn spit. Now I'm going to continue testing my other unicorn spit colors, and I've used them in the past, but I'm trying to think in my head if I've used them with this cell activator and put it right before the cell activator, because typically when I use like the purple, the blue, and the pink ones, I usually use 24 karat gold on top, because if you've ever used that with the cell activator, it seems to amplify it as well, but not like this, not going in direction on its own. So let me show you the results here real quick. So this first one here, I only used the golden teal and unicorn spit. Let me confirm, guys, which one it was. Sparkle red. So those are the only 2 colors I used in that one. Okay, so we've got sparkle red and unicorn, and the unicorn spit and the golden fluid teal. And so for this one, I didn't use any unicorn spit, and you can see the difference in the lacing. So you see in this one, you still see the unicorn spit doing its own lacing, right? Not in every instance, but it's either with the black or on its own. And then you get to this one and it acts, the cell activator acts like it normally does when I do my blooms. So the only thing, I used 3 color of paint in here. I used, again, the gold and teal. I used Deco Art. No, I used Amsterdam. I believe, let me double check that color. I used the Modern Masters gold. Let me see what the, I can't even read the name. Pharaoh's Gold for Modern Masters, and the, where's the other one? Oh, I put it over here. Sorry guys, sorry for all the turning around. Pearl White by Amsterdam is the other color. So that's the 3 colors in this one. So you can see it acted perfectly normal. So again, back to the Molly red pepper. That's how it acted in that. So I'm curious what it does. And it's kind of eaten up this blue in this one. So there's hardly any of that Modern Masters blue left in there. It seems to do better with the Golden Fluid acrylics. So yeah, thanks for coming along with me. I don't know if that information was helpful, but I thought I would turn the camera on and kind of share. And if I discover more information about it in the future, I will definitely let you know. Hi guys, I'm back. The Cell Activator saga continues. So the other day, after I did all of the footage on the unicorn spit and what it was doing with the Cell Activator, I didn't do any additional trials with unicorn spit. So tonight we're going to do a few different things. So the first thing is, last night I had another kind of, I don't know if you want to say breakthrough, but discovery is probably the better word. So for anybody that's been watching me for a while knows that for my Cell Activator, specifically the black one, I have always used Arisa Roo's Cell Activator recipe that she created. I've referenced it quite a few, various times in my, various videos. The only problem is it's, according to Arisa, when she put it out, her findings were that it only worked well with this paint. I did some initial testing when I first started using it, and I didn't have a whole lot of luck. I think I tested 4 or 5 different things. So outside of using that, the only other time that I used a different color Cell Activator was using like 7 or 8 parts of American Floetrol to 1 part of Amsterdam paints and a few drops of the pre-stain. And it does okay. One of the best paints that I discovered using that 7 or 8 to 1 ratio with American Floetrol was that I didn't really get a good result with the Amsterdam white, the titanium white. So one night, and it's been a long time, I used my Winsor and Newton white instead. And I really liked it a lot better. I felt like it did a lot, it spread better and it looked better than the Amsterdam. So from that point on, if I was doing white, I used Winsor and Newton with that ratio and that same recipe. Well, last night I decided that I was going to try the Winsor and Newton with the Arisa Roo mixture. And it works beautifully. In fact, now this is 3 different colors of blues, and the last blue I put on there is like a phthalo blue. It's this one. So you can see the white and the phthalo blue kind of intertwined. But look how beautiful that lacing is. That's with the Arisa Roo mixed with the Winsor and Newton white. Okay. It comes in this container. I think they probably sell it in tubes too, but I just buy the Winsor and Newton in these. So today I decided at lunch that I was going to mix up a few of the other colors that I have of Winsor and Newton with the Cell Activator mixture that I used from Arisa. And so I have mixed up 4 other colors in Winsor and Newton. I've got Mars Black, Permanent Magenta, Ultraviolet, and Cobalt Blue Hue. So we're going to try those out. By the time I'm done with all this information, it's going to be a really long video. So in addition to that, I decided that since the Unicorn Spit was activating with my black cell activator the other day, I decided to go ahead and use the Arisa Roo cell activator and mix up one of my Unicorn Spit colors, which is the Violet Vulture, which is the sparkly purple one. So I've got that mixed up. So these are all mixed at the same ratio. Basically, I think she has always said like 4 to 1. I think I've always done like a 5 to 1. I feel like it spreads better. So usually between a 4 and a 5 to 1 ratio with her recipe. So we're gonna do some more discovering tonight to see whether or not the rest of these colors from Winsor and Newton act good with her cell activator recipe. So if you're watching this video all the way through, I appreciate your patience, I really do. So that's a pretty dark cell activator. So let's use some lighter colors. Let's use this Golden Fluid Ultramarine Violet. We'll use that, that's fairly light. We'll use maybe, you know what? Let's do this one. Let's do this first. This is Golden Fluid Acrylics Teal. This is like one of my absolute favorite paints and colors. All right, we'll do the Golden Ultramarine Violet next. And then I think we're gonna put some Magenta on the top. Should have shaken these first. Put that one on top. And then we'll put the purple cell activator on. Okay, gotta remember, just use a little bit. All right, hopefully that halo's up. It looks like it's haloing up a little bit. That's always a good sign when you get that halo around the edge of your cell activator. That means it's reacting. All right, let's blow this out. Well, guys, I don't know if you can see that, but we have lots of cells. So what we know so far, yes for the white and a yes for the I think it's Ultramarine Violet, the Winsor and Newton one. So thumbs up on those two. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see the cells before I spin out. Those are beautiful. All right. Now, when I did this one yesterday, I always like to let it sit before I spin it. When I did this one yesterday, my concern was, okay, sometimes it looks really nice when it's wet, but what will it look like dry? And I was so relieved when I got up this morning and I seen just how beautiful that lacing is. So I'm hoping this is the same. All right, we're gonna spin this. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Wow, I really like that. That purple cell activator is bam. I really like this. All right, let me let me pull this off of here, bring it up to the camera, and show everyone just how pretty this is. You see that? How cool is that? Yeah? All right, I'm digging this. I'm gonna tilt it for a second. All right. Well, that's good news. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second because I'm gonna dip some jewelry and I don't want you guys to have to sit through that. Be back. Okay, guys, to save time, I went ahead and laid the paint down before I turned the camera on. I don't want this video to be an hour long by the time I'm done editing and everything. So I've got 3 different colors on here and the Mars Black. So we're gonna blow this out. Put a little bit too much on. It seems like you don't need near as much as the Artist Loft paint. So I need to cut back a little bit. All right, we're gonna let that sit for a second. This sold up beautifully too. Oh my goodness. I'll spin this out here in a second. And what I'll do after this one is I will do the other colors off camera and then come back and I'll do the unicorn spit test when I come back, and then I will have all of the results on the rack and we can see them all at the same time. This is beautiful. Oh my goodness. I might have to do a whole set that looks like this one because it is gorgeous. Oh yeah. So the colors I used on this one, in case you want to know, is again the golden fluid acrylics teal. I used Artist Loft Phthalo Green, and then I topped it off on the top with Color Art pigment. I'm sorry, you guys can't see that. That light is just right in there. Papillion, I think is how you say that. Let me see if I can move this light so it's not so bright. Okay, so let me pull this up here. I'm gonna spin this just one more time. I like to get as much paint off as possible. They dry faster and dry better. Okay, so let's pull this up here so I can show you guys. Look how gorgeous that is. Can you see how pretty that is? Hopefully. The lacing is just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you can see the pigment in there. Okay, so that's 3 that did really well. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. I'll do the other 2 colors, the magenta and the cobalt blue, and then I'll come back in and get it all set up for the unicorn spit one. Okay guys, we are back and I have all the colors for the Winsor and Newton done, and I've laid the paint down for the unicorn spit. I'm not seeing much of a halo, so I'm not sure how much reaction we're going to get. So just to get everybody up to speed, all 5 of the Winsor and Newton colors are a go. They all are perfect cell activators. So I'm kind of like on a CA high right now. So I'm really hoping this doesn't bring me down, but I'm really excited about the Winsor and Newton. So if this doesn't work, I'm good with that because we got a purple over here. Because I've tried the Amsterdam purple cell activator. I think it was the Ultramarine Violet. I tried as a cell activator with like the 7 or 8 to 1 ratio. I didn't like it. It didn't look very good. All right, so I'm going to blow this out. Yeah, no cell reactions going on here. Okay, I lied. There's a few. It's definitely not nearly as exciting as the Winsor and Newton. There are some cells, so I'm gonna let them sit there and marinate. Since the unicorn spit is a gel, I'm wondering if I just need to like work on the ratio of it, because I'm definitely getting some cells here. I'm gonna spin this out. So for this one, I used Golden Fluid Ultramarine Violet. I used Amsterdam Azo Yellow Light, and I used Amsterdam Pearl White. It has a tiny bit of interference in it. It usually doesn't show up, but okay, I'm gonna give this a spin. Okay, we're going to call this a 5.5 win out of 6 because we have some cells, they're very muted is probably the best way to describe it. So I'm going to get the spatula, I'm going to bring this up to the camera, and then I'm going to put it down on my rack. I'm going to bring the rack over, turn my light out, and let you guys see all 5 of them. 6 including the one I did last night with the white. I'll stick that on there as well so you can see that. All right, give me a second here, and I'm gonna bring this over. Okay guys, we're back. So here are the 5 that I did tonight, and then here is the one with the white cell activator with the Winsor and Newton from last night. Okay, so that's white. This is the Winsor and Newton Ultramarine Violet. Okay, this one here is the Mars Black. And I'm going to apologize for this one. I think one of my paints, it was really bad. So it's kind of, I don't know what the word is, blurry, cloudy. And it's the last paint that I laid down on this one. I meant to grab my Pebeo, and instead I grabbed a different one that was really old, and I was surprised I got anything out of the bottle. So that was my bad, but the cell activator worked perfectly. That's the Cobalt Blue Hue. I'm sure if we use that in a different color combination, it will look just as spectacular. Now this one I really, really loved, and I might have to do some more of these. Kind of makes you think Barbie, right? So this one was the magenta, the permanent magenta color for Winsor and Newton. And then here we go with the unicorn spit one. As you can see, it is less than spectacular. It's very muted, very, I don't know how else to describe it. I guess kind of a softer, more muted, less spectacular blowout, obviously. So for this one, I'll just tell you the colors that I used just in case anybody really cares. So for this one, you guys saw me, well, yeah, I think I did that one on camera. So you know the colors for that one. So this one I used Blick's Medium Magenta. I used Modern Masters Rose Quartz, And then Color Arts Shy Rose. And of course that had the Magenta Cell Activator. For this one, I used, let's see, what did I? That was the Liquitex Phthalo Blue on the bottom, the Modern Masters Glacier next, and then when I thought I was grabbing the Pebeo, I instead grabbed this Folk Art Metallic Aquamarine, which normally does a really good job, but I can tell that it's really old, and yeah, it just wasn't acting right. So those are my colors. If you guys have any questions, let me know, but I'm gonna call this a win. And I will put, again, I'll link the video for the Arisa Roo, or I'll just throw it in the description box for that recipe if anyone is interested in doing this. To me, I mean, this looks very similar to Australian Floetrol results that I see a lot of people using. I've never actually used Australian Floetrol. I've only seen it in videos. I'm sure, you know, there's a difference, but for me, in my budget, I mean, these look great to me. And, so yeah, hopefully that was helpful to everybody. And if you watched the whole video, God bless you. And thank you so much for sticking in there. And you know me, I'm going to continue just trying all kinds of stuff. I probably have 5 or 6 other Winsor and Newton colors. I was going to mix them all up, and I thought, well, let me do 4 or 5 and see how that goes. So as I go along, I mean, do your own research, guys. If you've got Winsor and Newton and you have all the ingredients to make Arisa Roo's Cell Activator, have at it. I mean, have fun. To me, it is, I think Arisa did the math on how much cheaper it was for her recipe compared to Australian Floetrol. It was like, I want to say it was like, a tenth of the cost, maybe more, maybe it was more cost savings than that. I don't remember exactly. You have to watch her video, but amazing results. So again, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. Hopefully some of this information here was super helpful to somebody. I know I'm going to have a lot more fun with cell activators and blooms from here on out, now that I can make other colors besides white and black. So awesome. I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks so much. Bye now. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you one more update. If you saw my last video on blooms, I mentioned that I changed up my recipe to mix up my colors for the blooms. So for the PM that I mix up, I told you guys, and sorry about this, it's all kind of crappy because I washed it, but top coat, Crystal X top coat is what I used in my PM, and I ran out of it and I haven't got my shipment yet. So the latest batch that I mixed up of colors, I used the Extreme Protection. So either one of these works. They're both water-based polyurethane, so you know, logically that makes sense, but you know, in a pinch, you can use either one. I didn't go see what the difference in price is, so obviously you want to go with whichever one's the cheapest. I know this one is cheaper than Bright Tone, and I'm guessing in a pinch you could use Bright Tone as well, but I know that's probably the most expensive one out of all of them. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I've used, in the past, I have used the Varathane Triple Thick, and I've used the Minwax Polyacrylic. And honestly, I have nothing but trouble. I mean, the paint gets so thick, it dulls the paints, kind of like Floetrol does. But with these two new products in my PM, I've not had that. It's the paint flows so much better. And the colors are so much brighter. And like I mentioned in the previous video, if you saw it or if you didn't see it, I haven't used my color art pigments in a really, really long time because I just wasn't having any luck with them. But with this new PM recipe, they work beautifully. So, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for sticking it out with me, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.